One stream a month is a good average, right? It's probably fine. Hey, why isn't that button working? Hey. Hey, what's going on here? Any of these working? No? You know, I should have checked everything. Thank you for petting Calico. You know what? Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Did Windows change my registry against my will? Great. Awesome. Awesome news, everyone. This might have been something I did by accident as well. No, those listings are still all there. Maybe they weren't written to the registry. Well, I'd have to restart my computer to be able to emote. So that's not great for me. I can make that sound. I think I did this. Because when you do like a disk check, one of the things it's like it finds when checking for spyware, etc. is like, there's changes to the registry! Well, I'm stuck smiling today. Passively. Perhaps aggressively. I cannot do any of my funny emotes on account of Windows. Oh well. Anyways, hello, welcome everyone. It's Final Fantasy XIV. I streamed a while ago. I wish I could stream more often. Maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe. I should have this open so I can see when people redeem things. I should scooch this over here. I don't need that open. Don't need that maximized. I have to remember how to stream every time since I take 500 years between streams. And yes, there was a Guardians Crusade jump scare, or a Night and Baby jump scare, if you prefer. That game has good music. There's actually a lot of it on this playlist. And also Monster Rancher. But anyway, we're not here for Monster Rancher. We're here for Sucro. And a fortune. I can't even look to the side today. A small blessing be upon you.
I had a good feeling.
It's even a Final Fantasy one. Here's Sucro. How you doing, Sucro? You know, honestly, she looks a little annoyed at me. Hello, Sucro. Sucro's aesthetic was entirely different last stream as well. But I have since switched to this, and I'm thoroughly enamored with this outfit, so we're sticking with it for the time being. The first thing we're going to do... She does have cool wings now, and we'll see those momentarily. The first thing we're going to do is the Cult Crescent stuff, because I said I'd do like a check-in, and since it's been like a month or whatever, I am knowledge level 20 already, and I still haven't turned in that first objective of like, kill 3 of the shittiest guys you've ever seen in your life. But, the thing about, so yeah, knowledge level 20, almost all of the jobs unlocked except Samurai here. A few of them mastered. Phantom Knight's pretty close. Hopefully the volume settings for everything are fine, by the way. This is the eternal question. And yeah, I can show at least one form of the wings, since they look different when you take off. Samantha, I know that it's been like a month, but I think you did the exact same joke last time, and I do appreciate that. We've got 2 pairs of wings so far. Hooray. This week will be the first time I see Dawntrail Extreme 3. That'll be fun. But yeah. The thing about Occult Crescent that I'm not sure about with regard to showing the story and stuff on the stream is it's possible that the majority of the interesting lore stuff is in this occult record here, which is stuff you get for like surveying points and like doing certain fates and whatnot, critical encounters. But I'm not gonna sit here and read all of the occult record to you, so I'm not sure how much interesting stuff is going to actually happen in this storyline, but I guess we'll find out. Dispatch those fiends and share your findings, that you might partake of my unsealed wisdom. Yeah, okay, I've been carrying around notes on Crescent Garula, Crescent Flying Lizards, and Crescent Bandersnatches for 5 million years. Here you go. What do you have to say about this? You encountered a whole herd of Garula. It's rare indeed to see such notoriously territorial creatures band together. Mayhap it's a regional adaptation. Let's see, you also vanquished a flying lizard and a bandersnatch. The former are known for their treetop nests, and the latter are often found prowling mountainous regions in search of prey. I'm no naturalist, but they don't sound like species you'd normally find on an island such as this. Suppose someone could have transported them here, but why go to all that trouble? I can answer that, or at least I could, were it not for that vexatious seal. In other words, we'll be relying on Sucro to document what she finds on her travels. Honestly, I'm starting to think Iris wasn't far off the mark about you. Oh no, part of my chat is slightly visible beneath the chat cover. And yeah, this place is a mix of a bunch of different civilizations. That much you can find by roaming around. Though I admit that I forgot everything and I don't know anything, so it was tough to figure that out. And by that I mean I was just told about it. Garula is no one's friend in this world. Roam far and wide, Sucro. Help me unseal my vast reserves of knowledge and thus prove this lumbering clod wrong. Shrug. With the local fauna surveyed, I suggest we now seek signs of former habitation. There are plenty of structures besides the settlement you found me in. To start, I want you to visit the ruins visible due south of the encampment and examine their architectural motifs. I look forward to hearing your account. Now, how much of this will count as automatically complete, if any? This one. What did the ruins divulge? Don't spare a single detail. I forgot, it's been like weeks. I'm real slow. Oh, my noggin's awash with unlocked knowledge. The structure you explored sounds to me like an Ampidori keep. The mages of Ampidor are famed for having developed white magic, with its focus on restorative and purifying arts. It was in the depths of such bastions that they honed their arcane craft. But ancient Ampidor was located in the present-day Twelveswood. I've never heard of their people striking out this far into the Indigo Deep. Oh, you know what? This reminds me of something. I don't know how this specific thing reminded me of something, but you might remember this. The Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail bingo that I have. There's at least one square on here I have to mark off. Let me see if I can open this bingo somewhere. Let me see if I can remember where the actual file for this bingo is saved. Yeah, there it is. So now I have to remember how the layers work. Yep, that's the check marks. So I can't fill out everything in here yet, of course. There's some things in here that I already know are going to happen, but for the sake of honor, we'll get to those when we get to those. But there is one that I can check off right now while we're in the Occult Crescent. I doubt I will be able to show you this on account of it is a specific fate that happens, but there is an enemy or boss that uses Odin's skeleton in here, which also means more lines. So let's see, that one is complete. I think that's the only extra bingo as a result of this. So, Windows noise. Boop. Thank you, Occult Crescent, for putting Odin in there, I guess. Now, I think there's only going to be 2 things on this entire board that are not filled out. But there's still time. Stinian could still be exploded. Y'shtola could still trip down a staircase. I don't know. We also still have this around. I don't think we're going to be checking off these other 2 things on this list anytime soon. But it's important to think about it. Yeah, we've still got half a patch left for Y'shtola to trip down the stairs and die. Anyway. Wonder where all the stone came from. Given that transporting vast quantities of stone by ship is unfeasible, it stands to reason that some manner of quarry exists here on the island. I sense I know a great deal more, but alas, the seal prevents me from expounding further. Whenever I don't know things, I should just say there's a seal on my knowledge instead of saying that I forgot. I think that would be an empowering thing to do. Might you revisit the ruins and retrieve a sample of the stonework? Preferably something imbued with ether. In the heart of the keep, there ought to be a ceremonial chamber where they would have brought their creations to life. A magic chunk of masonry from such a place would surely suffice. Alright, we do actually have a task to go do, I guess. So here's the map of the Crescent, by the way. We've got all these different regions to look at. I could not point and tell you which region is which, but we've got like Mach, Ampador, the other ones. I'm not very good at the lore. But I guess we gotta go over here. You know, all the regions of ancient stuff. According to Sucro Facts, she would be super into the Occult Crescent, really, because there is one of the Sucro Facts that says she's really interested in ancient civilizations. Mechanically, the way the Crescent works is that there are knowledge levels instead of regular levels, which is why all of these enemies are marked with a 2 and a funny little symbol. As I am knowledge level 20, most of the stuff here won't bother fighting me. 20 is the current cap. Oh hey, treasure. Oh hey, it's the crappy haircut. That's worth nothing. Nobody wants this haircut. Everybody wants to be able to see instead of have hair in their eyes. Oh yeah, your knowledge level does go down if you are killed and not raised, so you forget stuff when you die. Also, hello and welcome everyone, if I didn't say that already. Wait, this music wasn't like this before, I don't think. When I wandered into here. Huh. Maybe I just never heard it. Maybe I just always had the music off. I know there's different mixes in like the mock section, but I somehow never noticed it in the Ampidor section. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, while I'm down here, you know what, let's just like look around a little bit. I know everyone watching has probably already seen every inch of the Occult Crescent. But just like for fun, let's just look around the section we're in. Here's some lions that would actually try to fight me. Here's a skirt. Here's a place where one of the CEs takes place. Now, I don't know if I have any wise or interesting things to say about most of the Occult Crescent. There are a couple things that I noticed that mostly pertain to like the fates and the critical encounters and stuff. There is one fate. Are they still called fates? I already forget. There is one fate in this where... No, actually it's a critical encounter, not a fate. Where you do end up fighting a bunch of statues that were a Final Fantasy V enemy. Objet... I don't know how to say the word. Objet d'art. Something like that. And I do think it's very funny that they had a fate where there's like a billion of them that you have to fight. And I hope it's because in Final Fantasy V, that enemy was the only enemy type... Yeah, that one is a critical encounter. It was the only enemy type in the basement of Castle Ball, and it was a very good place to get job points. So you would fight a ton of those if you were grinding job levels at a certain point of Final Fantasy V. And I like to think that them having a critical encounter with a billion of those guys was an intentional nod to that strategy. Here's a scary eyeball. The scary eyeball is observing the corridor in a way that makes me unable to go down it, I believe. I would like them to not do this. I think the chocobos are currently happening. Well, no, they're not. I thought I saw them. I'm looking around here because there is a silver chest that can spawn here sometimes. I believe. These freaking eyeballs are not light today. Yeah, probably just finished. Why are they all like stuck in the wall and looking outward? I think I already passed where the silver chest was anyway. Another feature of the Occult Crescent is that you can return constantly. Can I deploy these while I am by myself? Yes. I have a set of saved markers that point out where all of the silver chest spawns are. Oh, no wait, there's the chocobo thing. I was looking at a quest marker map instead of a regular map. But yeah, silver chests can spawn in all of these various places. Anyway. I found your stone. Here's the stone you need. Fetch me a sample. Yes, yes. Here's a cube. Oh, a fine sample indeed. I can feel the shuttered chambers of my mind creaking open. In short, it was not the Empedori who built those structures. Was it the work of their familiars? Perhaps? You're half right. The residual magics within the stone are the same I felt emanating from Iris. It was her master that built those ruins. I thought Iris was Nemean. You reckon whoever summoned her could also command Empedori golems? Indeed, we're dealing with an individual rivaling my own considerable talents. Fortunately, I can't access the rest of my knowledge concerning the matter. Easy called shot to make is that it was just this guy before he got Tonberried, or maybe during him being Tonberried but knowing things. I mean, he is omniscient. Look at him. I'm afraid that will require more fieldwork on your part, my friend. And considering all we've seen thus far, there are doubtless signs of other civilizations here on the island. See if you can't find the ruins of 3 distinct civilizations out there. That should prove a sufficient sample size. I probably have already done that. I have not. Okay, and there's nothing indicating which specific ones that would be. One presumes. They're not highlighted or anything of that sort. Someone's charging up over there. Well, I don't know where those are. And I have no idea where to even start looking. But we can take a brief glance around at some places. I think this part is Nim. Yeah. I think. I feel like I found survey. I guess I could like check the record and see what I do have. Not that it really like displays where these are. I mean, okay. I've seen Mach. I've seen Ampedor. I've seen Nim. I've seen this place over here. I'm forgetting the other thing that I'm... Silde? I forget what turned into Ulda. We also have various other places. Some hills. Some caves. More Mach. We know about black chocobos. How do I not have records of 3 civilizations? It sounds like I do, honestly. But in any case, this place is slightly reminiscent of the Wanderer's Palace, as that is Nim. We've also got a bunch of nasty creatures over here. Crescent flames here are based on one of the enemies that you can in fact find near the Crescent in Final Fantasy V. That are also a pretty good source of grinding, if I remember correctly. They're on an island nearby Crescent Island, and not on Crescent Island itself. Congratulations on Taco Bell. Here's a silver chest. I got a koala, some sandals, and a bird. I've been tasked with finding 3 specific civilizations, and I've missed a survey point somewhere or another, so I don't know where to look. Here's a chameleon. So I'm just sort of looking around. Do I really want to go check the murder cave locations for silver chests? Not particularly. You got the coordinates? Fair enough. Might as well just post them. Okay. The exciting part. I don't remember how to... Oop. Okay, so 20.2. Oh, does the occult record actually have the coordinates on it? It doesn't appear to. I mean, you can tell me what entries they are for each coordinate. Yeah. Just the coordinates isn't... Vanishing Slope, Fell Warren, and Shadowed City. Well, I have Fell Warden, I have Shadowed City, so I'm missing Vanishing Slope. Is that the first one that you listed? Okay. Now I have to remember how to pin a map marker. I don't know how to do that outside of the controller prompt there, but yeah. I basically got this point, and then anytime I needed to be in the Nimian area, I just sort of teleported to it. So it's probably like at the top of the cliff and not the bottom of the cliff. Never mind. I just never looked over here. Okay. Sucro, look at a rock. There we go. Now, I guess since those are the relevant 3 points, we can take a look at them in the collection. Stony Beach overlooks the bay formed by the Crescent. A bifurcated tower can be seen shimmering in the distance. I'm gonna skim through these. Weathered ruins clustered on the shore bear similarities with the Phantom Village, the inverse conical style favored in Nim. Suggests this could have been a place of religious or spiritual significance. So, Bell Warren. I guess these are kind of organized by like city in the record. Bell Warren. Deep within the caves, there's a ruined ancient city. The prevalence of pointed arches calls into mind Scala, which flourished in Garabania before the Sixth Umbral Calamity. Much of it now sleeps beneath Loxeld. These remnants bear all the hallmarks of its unusual architectural process. Interesting. And the Shadowed City, towering above the forlorn streets. Colossal pyramid visible from miles away. Distinctly resembles that of Mach. A great power reduced to naught by the War of the Magi and Sixth Umbral Calamity. The stigma associated with Mach's arts remains strong today. The secrets of its destructive magic and summoning rituals have been largely left to slumber. Maybe some of them are here. That'd be cool, I guess. All right. Editor's note. It would probably not be cool. Not for a lot of people involved anyways. Oh man, I'm getting knowledge points for these. I could have been doing these this whole time. There's no mistaking that sparkle in your eyes. You've seen an architectural marvel or three. Pray, share your findings. Intriguing. The coastal structures you describe are no doubt Nimian in origin. I'd recognize the rounded architecture of my birthplace anywhere. Did I accidentally skip? No. I have to check this occasionally. Sometimes my controller double inputs. The colossal pyramid overrun by Voidsent sounds like a creation of Machi engineering. You might recall the ancient city of Mach was the birthplace of black magic. So the cavernous chambers hewn out of the rock itself, your description is consistent with Scalic design. Oh hey, my announcements work now. I noticed this time. I asked last stream if anyone would please pay attention to my funny little pop-ups that are supposed to happen occasionally. The reason that they weren't happening is because I had a timer on the announcements set to 1 hour in milliseconds. This was because it was previously one timer operating hourly. And for some reason I made the timer enforce that. by giving it an hour-long cooldown. Anyway. Nim, Mach, and Scala were all city-states that flourished during the 5th astral era. How's this for a working theory? Once they discovered the isle and its abundant ether, the city-states started vying for control, erecting monuments and such to stake their claim. I was snoozing here long before anyone else arrived. My claim is the strongest of the lot. Joking aside, I think it was Iris's master and their familiars who built these monuments, much like the first structure you explored. With that in mind, I'd have you return to the ruins and bring me back a chunk of ether-imbued stone from each. You got it. I'll do that. I love to collect ether-imbued chunks of stone. Now, it is also my understanding that in this little, hello, welcome. In this little Occult Crescent questline, the final part of the questline for Southhorn will involve doing a specific critical engagement that only spawns if you kill enough of a specific enemy, I believe. So I don't know if we're going to be showing that part today, because it might be really annoying and inconvenient to do in a timely fashion. I'm going to move this map back into the corner. This map is being projected out of Calico. She's very powerful. I can remove this flag also. Get out of here. I mean, yeah, we could spawn it, but it'll be queued up with all the other critical engagements, and it might take a bit, is my understanding. They do want me to go into the awful caves. Well, not the worst part of the awful caves. A fortune.
Coin flips are a sure loss.
Hope we don't gamble today. Here's where mud happens. This is the mud hole. I won't elaborate. Oh, a treasure. Wow. Okay, I don't think I've ever, like, taken this entrance to these caves. Probably. Yeah, here's another musical. I guess I just wasn't listening to the music that closely before. Byblos is a good guy to have around in the Final Fantasy V content, I'm just noticing. Gotta admit, I wasn't thinking about this guy before. Byblos as a boss is in this game already, but originates from Final Fantasy V, where he's in a book, and if your 4-job Fiesta party doesn't have magic, he's really annoying to fight. I instinctively went to the one that has a fate next to it instead of where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, that's very good too. I'm glad the hard mode version of the dungeon with Byblos in it has a panda, because a panda is the palette swap of Byblos found within the Rift in Final Fantasy V. Good details all around. While I'm down here, I should check for the silver chest here as well. I think the music change is just the most noticeable in the mock section because it's just an old song from the game that's used for Weeping City. Or like it's very close. Okay, it's like it's a motif of it that ends instead of persisting. I'm really interested to see what Northbourne will be like. Aw, nothing. Sucro didn't get a prizes today. No prizes for Sucro. I don't remember this enemy model, by the way. The spider lady. You've got a zipper made of teeth. That's some kind of stylish, I think. Spider boss from... Oh, you know what? That makes sense. She's normally much larger, and I didn't observe her teeth zipper before. If it's the one from Weeping City. The funny demon pawns are like... They're a little goofy cat-ish, now that I look at them up close. That's kind of funny. You know what? Maybe Mach was okay. They're just a bunch of goofy fellas with who have caused no problems ever. Right, Crescent Demon Pawn? You would never cause me any problems. They would like maybe bat a dish or two off a counter. And that's about it. Oh yeah, I should also mention while I'm here. Let me swap this summoner real quick. Summoner is my best geared job at the moment. And I have the first stage of the relic that you work on here. The relic weapon here involves going around and doing a bunch of the fates and CEs or Dawntrail fates to collect demi-atmas, as we talked about. I'm not showing all of the stages of the relic process on camera, but I did get the first summoner book. It's pretty neat. I like when they put effort into like changing the different pages inside of these books, though I don't know if this exact page texture is used elsewhere. It looks fancy enough to match the rest of the book. I'm really a fan of this funny bat creature on the front. Also, like the dangling crescent is pretty cool. And like the closed and shut, or the open and closed eyes on the opposite covers. You know what? Actually, this book is extremely thematic for me, Robin, to have, now that I'm looking at it more closely. So that's fun. Anyway, I stick to Paladin for actual Crescent activity, just so I can survive better. The current stage of the relic that I'm on involves the Ether Well array, which means I have to do a lot of roulettes. I've done 2 of each type of roulette so far. I'm gonna have to do a lot more. And that's scary to me, but people will help sometimes, which is nice. Right. Someone's dancing over there. I should know why this island is home to such an array of architectural styles. Alas, that accursed seal means I'm reliant on you to explore further and help unchain my imprisoned know-how. Rock. So reliable and efficient. Let me see these fine specimens you've collected. Sound of looking at rock. Oh, I can feel the seal weaken and crumble. As I posited, each and every ruin you explored was built at the behest of a single individual. There's also a fitting explanation for the diverse cultural styles on display, but I wish to hear your thoughts first. What were your impressions of the Isle as you roamed about the wilds? Sucre would absolutely say it's like a museum. It's like a big museum that wants to kill me. Kinda awesome. You could be onto something. I'm too tall, you have to zoom the camera out to put me in frame. Mayhap the Isle's purpose is to preserve 5th Astral Era heritage for generations to come. Though the question remains, why go to the trouble on a tiny isle malms away from the nearest port? You get more visitors on the mainland. That's precisely the point. Our mystery architect didn't want visitors, and the reason is, sealed away. For a self-proclaimed wise old man, you ain't half lacking in wisdom. Zucker, I'm afraid I have need of your eyes and seemingly endless appetite for exploration once again. Venture ever further and seek out hitherto unexplored ruins. Together we shall restore my font of knowledge to its gushing glory. Zucker, I need to gush. And we have all of these ones, hooray. I just missed looking at a rock. I got every other important location so far. More unexplored ruins, share with me all that you saw. And so she did. Towering edifice of interlocking stairways. Hearing your account is already chipping away at the seal. You, adventurer, have stumbled across a palace modeled on the city of Karnak. I don't recall if Karnak is mentioned prior to this in Final Fantasy XIV, but it is a town in Final Fantasy V. That's where the fire crystal is. Karnak is new to here. That makes sense. But yeah, that's where the fire crystal is, powered by like a fire engine that explodes and then the fire goes away. But Karnak is a town where you can go and it's like perpetually on fire and everyone thinks that's awesome. And that's fun. They have the fire ship that has the fire crystal powering it. And then, yeah, Living Flame has shown up a lot of times in this game. That's where you fight Living Flame in Final Fantasy V. This game also, of course, has Living Liquid and others. There's multiple of it. I believe actual Living Flame is also in the library, like where Byblos and Apanda show up. Fitting the Final Fantasy V-ness of that location. Questioning head tilt. The brave warriors of Karnak outfitted themselves with magnificent turbans and an arsenal of arcane weapons. Oh, Mystic Knight! Their martial prowess once held together a mighty state. Mystic Knight mention. Yay! Oh, there's a Carnival Living Liquid too. I haven't done any of the Masked Carnival. Isn't there a... I don't know why I think there's like a Dawntrail Fate or Hunt Mark that's also a Living Liquid. I might be wrong about that. I've never heard tell of this Karnak. Was it another civilization that flourished in the 5th Astral Era? Indeed. Though they rivaled the other city-states in terms of prestige and power, neither they nor their history survived the ages. A truly lamentable... Ah, there is one in the locks. It's Stormblood, then. Got it. A truly lamentable end. Mystic Knight will never be added to Final Fantasy XIV, I'm sorry to say. What happened to him? It must have happened at some point during my great slumber. I'm afraid I have no knowledge to impart. Now might be the opportune moment for a question I've been afraid to ask. How did the nations of the 5th Astral Era meet their end? Most of them got too powerful and exploded themselves, I think, effectively. Oh yeah, the War of the Magi also. War of the Magi. As the name suggests, the city-states turned their magics against one another. The ensuing conflict claimed countless souls and wreaked havoc with the land's ethereal balance. It was a catastrophic flood that eventually swallowed the nations whole. What I said was essentially correct. They all got too magical and then they fucked it up. Brought low by the same arcane power that propelled them to such great heights. Even before my slumber, there were those who decried the rampant misuse of magics. It pains me to hear their warnings went unheeded. It was likely the War of the Magi or the following sixth umbral calamity that spelled the end for Karnak. All that's left of their legacy is right here on the occult Crescent. I forgot Pictomancy was one of the 5th Astral Era things. Precisely. The island's architect, it was he who foresaw catastrophe and sought to preserve a facet of each nation within these empty monuments. Or with these empty monuments. He? Who in the Seven Hills is this architect? Alas, I am constrained once again by this importunate seal. If you were to locate a personal possession of his, or perhaps... Yes, that might do it. Why don't you try wrangling with a powerful void scent? When Maki mages called forth denizens of the void, they would sign a pact with their summon in blood. If it was our architect that raised the Isle's void scent, he too may have followed the practice. A dangerous gambit, to be sure. I believe obtaining such a contract will... such a contract will be our best shot at identifying it. Should you find and dispatch a void scent, keep your eyes peeled. This is the critical engagement one, then. Unless you can just already have this on account of having... Nope. I've done that before. Alright. So now I have to spawn a specific guy. Which... Is it Calamity Bound? Is that the right one? Go now. You got it. I'm hurrying. Sucro is going. Sucro is going. Like that. Oh, wait, there's a treasure chest. I got general
I cast
purpose.
haste.
I got general purpose dark red dye, everybody. Looks like I'm joining the party of Tommy Cigarette. Thanks, Tommy Cigarette. Shoutouts to Tommy Cigarette. All right. Now I've done this like once. Whoop. I accidentally tabbed my chat over to the combat log, so it's going at a mile a minute. It's a little bit hellish to behold. And I don't have any way to get around it. Also, the critical engagement music features a Final Fantasy V song, or is a remix of a Final Fantasy V song that I don't remember the name of. But the orchestrion roll says it and then Dawntrail after it, so, you know, you can check. Maybe this spawns when someone gets to that quest? I don't know. Yeah, this is the standard boss music for critical engagements. That's what I meant to say if I didn't. Oops. I enjoy being paladin here because I can just make mistakes and fuck up constantly and it's fine. This is also a great time to ask if the audio balance is still good now that there's combat occurring. And I will have to trust whatever anyone says about it. Yes? Okay. Anyway, this is the Cloister Demon. This is the same model as Twintania, I believe, who is also in Final Fantasy V. So that's fun. Right. Archaeotania. Well, this one resembles the Twintania of 5. Either way. So, you know. I only have 4 Volan stacks. It's fine, I guess. Yep, Giga Flare, that is a thing that Twintania does. God, I hate looking at the combat log chat. It's so bad. The demon is gathering its power. Breath has a generous snapshot, it would seem. And there we go. And that's an example of a critical engagement. Now, if I had been a DPS, I would have died at least twice during that, I think. Well, not necessarily. I've got Phantom Knight. I could have used that to guard more. But anyway. I'm convinced a Voidsent contract will prove the strongest conduit for accessing more of my knowledge. Keep an eye out for what we need once you fail your mark. A blood-daubed document formalizing the pact between the occult Crescent's mysterious architect and the cloister demon. Well, I wasn't like fully trying to think about what was happening, to be honest. I was just trying to mitigate the damage. Oh, daubed with the blood of the island's architect himself. This will do nicely. Is it your blood? Is it your blood, man? Bet it's your blood. With the seal further diminished, I can reveal what I knew all along. The architect was fearful of something being stolen and thus employed Voidsent to guard his monuments. Wardens for his museum, eh? Perhaps the magical barrier surrounding the isle was intended for the same defensive purpose? Projecting mirages, repelling all approaches, and the ill-fated ships that did make landfall a swift end. What do you reckon our architect wanted to protect so fiercely? It was... This is probably Iris, I'm guessing. The very wisdom of mankind in crystalline form. Forbidden knowledge so potent as to threaten the star itself. Yep. Sealed away in the forked tower, preserved but forever out of reach. You onerous little usurper, that was my explanation to give. Peak of 5th Astral Era civilization is preserved here on the Isle, but the city-states left a blighted legacy, sparking the War of the Magi and unleashing disaster on the world. Suppose the architect balked at the loss of all that knowledge, but feared what had happened if it passed into the wrong hands. A head full of facts and figures alone serves the thinker no practical purpose. Only once applied and directed is knowledge truly ascendant. Yeah, okay. A spiteful barb directed at my poor self, no doubt. The woe of knowing many things, yet recalling so few. Of mastering the arcane arts, yet being incapable of the simplest spell. Tell me, Sucro, does the knowledge sealed away in the tower she spoke of pique your interest? Would it prove a boon to mankind, or no? I know enough history to know that this is bad stuff. I'd say let's not use it. I see. You reckon we'll find the architect himself inside this forked tower? Here's a possibility, though there are in fact two towers on the Isle, the Tower of Blood on the South Horn and its northern counterpart, the Tower of Magic. Given that we're dealing with a mage capable of casting an isle-wide ward, I dare say he'll be in the latter. Seem to know an awful lot about these towers. Did that part of your knowledge get unsealed too? Indeed, although in truth I've known of such matters all along, you are but starting to glimpse my near-infinite wisdom. Yeah, alright. Any road, we've yet to find a route through to the North Horn. Expedition will maintain a presence here at the base camp, but it's time to begin planning the next phase. Join me in the Phantom Village when you're ready. Now, the Tower of Blood is accessible, but is also like Savage tier difficulty, I think. What? Are you sure? Forgotten about her. It's very difficult, and you have to join a Discord dedicated to it to do it ever, basically. Is my understanding. Just had an update from our scouting party. I'm guessing you'd notice the strange auroras that light up the sky every now and then. There's a tower to the west that only shows up during those conditions. Scouts say they found a way in. Ring any bells? The Tower of Blood, eh? Sounds to me like we're talking about the very same structure. Any road, when it's visible, an ethereal note appears in the solitary pavilion over on Heathcliff. Scouts reckon it'll whisk you off to the tower if you stand on it. None of them fancy trifling with it, so if you're curious about what lies inside this Tower of Blood, you'll have to investigate yourself. Right, and that's all from me. When you head back to the Phantom Village, make sure Kettenram hears about all this. Nod. Yeah, but I think it's fair to say that we are not going to be doing the Tower of Blood on camera at any point. Most likely. But I have completed the quest line of this area, I guess. They haven't added the next part of the Occult Crescent yet. It's all well and good, but we're already set on following the Archive's hunch, focusing on its counterpart on the North one. Besides, I'm reluctant to send the crew to investigate. There's no telling what's inside. I don't think they require you to do the Tower of Blood. Said I won't get in your way if you've a mind to satisfy your curiosity. Well, with the village and the base camp secure, now is as good a time as any to regroup and plot our next move. Of course, the fact remains, we're trapped on this rock for the foreseeable future. I, for one, won't consider this a success until the whole crew is back in Tuliolo, drinking their fill at Jabalyov TA. We had to uncover the architect's true identity, and I'm still curious as to why we haven't encountered any survivors. We've got a ways to go on the mystery-solving front. In the meantime, I want you to travel back to Tuliolo and give a progress report to the expedition manager. I'll get word to you as soon as we establish a route to the North Horn. Until then, take care of yourself, my friend. Speaking of triple triad cards, I think it is funny to state for the record that one of the roulettes I've done in order to progress this relic weapon step randomly landed me in, like, Eden's Promise Recollection or whatever it's called, normal, and I got the 1.68% chance triple triad card drop from it, like, yesterday. I'm amused by this, personally. Card list. Don't know what number it is. There's a bunch I haven't looked at. There it is. Eden's Promise. 295. Eternity, not Recollection. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, Eternity is right there. Hooray. I do think it's funny that I randomly lucked into the one encounter with a triple triad card that Pluty had specifically called out as being really annoying, and then I got it. Hooray for me, I guess. And now we just have to speak to the expedition manager, and then we will be able to actually continue the main story. Yeah, 1.68%. I looked it up also. As I live and breathe, you made it back! But what of old Kettenram and the rest of the crew? Hi Isa, love you too. So they're stuck there. Heavens, the island sounds more perilous than Shade's Triangle. At least you've been able to establish a foothold. Anyhow, I imagine you'll want to rest up and recover your energies for what's to come. I shan't keep you any longer.
To the stars. They have no style. You got wrecked because you're weak. No word of reply.
Damn.
Destroy!
Calico has destroyed the questline, I guess? In any case. Last time on the main story quest, we hadn't actually gotten to the dungeon or the trial yet. It's time to get there. I freaking guess. I might keep playing as Paladin just for Destroyed is loud today. I think I turned it up a little bit. I'll turn it down again. Audio balance is a nightmare and I can't rely on anyone except for myself. In this regard. I'll lower it. In any case, last time we solved puzzles and stuff. I probably already forgot everything important that happened last time. I feel like I can't rely on other people's audio balance opinions, is all I mean. A blessing for you.
Luck arrives with the easterly wind.
Wow. Oh, Calico can level up. I didn't even notice. That is Sucro. That was one of Sucro's many iterations. Let's level up a cat, why don't we? What will Calico get this level?
You will
Magic
know my
speed
name.
and defense. Supersonic engineer of emptiness. She's still void element. You will know her name. However, as we've spent an hour on the occult crescent, before we actually resume the storyline, let's take a short break, why don't we?
My name's Calico BT Dubs.
That's true. Wow. By the way, each of the redeems has both a per stream limit and a per user limit. You can only make Calico cast so many spells so that we don't have someone immediately steal everyone's use of Destroyed forever, for example. On that note, I think we should be right back.
Active bodies breed active minds.
Someone somewhere has said once that you should take a break from video games every hour. Keep this in mind. Or don't. By the way, do you want to know a fun fact about the destroyed redeem? On my little audio mixer thing, as it is a separate media source, it has its own audio mixer channel, which I have adjusted on account of it being too loud. Do you want to know what it's listed as on the audio mixer? It's listed as media source because I'm great at my job. Thankfully, I have other ones that are labeled more properly. I have Octo IK, Smash Bros Blast Zone, which comes up once in a blue moon. Calico is desktop audio too, so that's cool, I guess. Congratulations, Calico. Anyway, last time, puzzles, I think. Calyx is a problem.
Desktop audio too.
True. True. Situation's not the best. We're talking about the key. Oh, also, Sphene has a book now. She's gonna do a combat at some point. Also, you too can now have Sphene's jorts for $12 on the online store. You can purchase both outfits of Endless Sphene and this Sphene. Endless Sphene was added first. This outfit was added more recently. The coat, the pants, and the shoes are 3 separate parts, but I do like referring to the outfit as buying jorts for $12. This amuses me. Sucrofunk's canonical $12 jorts. Could be possible. I don't think they would work well with this outfit. I mean, I've tested it. You can't really see them at all between the thigh boots and the long coat. Anyway. Damn that bastard Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. I mean, you could also argue Kryl paid real money for her outfit. If you're going with the logic that everyone's outfit was bought from the Mog Station, when the Mog Station primarily sells character outfits, not primarily, but she didn't have this outfit the second she came out of the stasis chamber. There was a moment when it was like, hey Sphene, let's get you some modern clothing so you blend in with the civilians. Or whatever. There was a jortsifying moment in Sphene's character arc. I remember this distinctly. They like panned up over her outfit and everything so you could see the jorts. Sphene got jorted, is what I'm saying. That infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge should come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can. Sucro, we've briefed Erenville on everything that has happened and sent word to the others. We've now but to consider what our next actions will be. Calyx has offered you the opportunity to confront him directly. And though it feels much like striding face first into an ambush, we have little choice. If we are to destroy the memories he supposedly has stored in the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal, then that is where we must go. While I'm still upset at being deprived of my moment, I nevertheless did my due diligence. I can confirm that the relay we found was indeed transmitting surveillance data to a device somewhere in living memory. Nod. When you go to fight Calyx, pray let me fight alongside you. Let me fight for the memory of Otis and Zelenia, and for the other Sphene I may have become, but most importantly, for my beloved kingdom and a joyful tomorrow. It's always been your fight as much as ours, if not more, of course, but no reckless heroics, or if things take a grim turn, I'll keep you safe. It's always been your fight. Thank you for understanding what this means to me. I'll be coming with you as well. You know my reasons. Nod. Hardly needs saying, but your fellow Scions also have every intention of accompanying you into battle. So adamant were Alize and the others on this point that they've already left for living memory. I'm more than ready to do the same. Shrug. I'll be patrolling the streets for signs of trouble, especially from anyone wearing neo-regulators. Should you need anything from me, I'll be on standby here in the back room. I really want to go with you too, but I know I can't. I know that sometimes you have to be patient and trust in your friends. Nod. Oh, Sucro. Kryle and I think that we should talk to Gossan before we leave for living memory. Under Calyx's direction, preservation has helped shape Alexandria's society for centuries. Taking him down will have serious consequences, and we need to warn the officials in charge about what we intend. Justifications aside, we shall be acting against the wishes of all who desire to become endless. Exactly. We don't know if Gossan will approve or oppose our chosen course, but either way, leaving without a word is the wrong thing to do. Come, we should be on our way. Resolution first, yes? Be safe, everyone. We'll see you when it's over. Various nods. Alright. I'll do whatever I can to help Shale and Erinville. It may not be much, but small things add up when you do enough of them. As I said, I'll be ready and waiting if and when you have need of me. Just make sure you come back in one piece. Even people from my village have taken to wearing neo-regulators. I can only hope it doesn't end badly. Alright, good luck, support team. Ah, the dramatic music is continuing. Have we heard this song before this specific point? I don't think we have. Forgot what icons meant and got confused for a moment. Government officials must be fielding demands from all quarters. I do not envy Gossan his position. The air is thick with a sense of unease, not least around Gossan himself. I see Gossan's wearing a neo-regulator. He'll have some thoughts to share on the subject, I'll wager.
I see. A difficult situation. In the absence of an official sovereign, I agree that it is not preservation's place to dictate the future of our nation. However, I also cannot simply take a side and declare my support for your efforts to defeat Calyx.
Is that because of the new regulator you wear?
I've yet to register it. I find myself caught between the fear of dying and the desire to carry out the duties of governance. My greatest concern is how we shall stem this ever-increasing terror of mortality when becoming endless is no longer an option.
Don't worry, I already know this one. It'll manifest as a creature and then we'll beat it up. Spoilers, sorry. Spoilers. It's fine. It'll go fine. It'll be great.
And that's to say nothing of the recent slaughter committed by our own soldiers. The fact that such violence was perpetrated for the very purpose of creating Endless will, paradoxically, make it more difficult to endorse your chosen course. It may not seem logical, but for those who lost friends and family in the attacks, halting the creation process altogether would render the deaths of their loved ones utterly meaningless. Is it not cruel to rob them of what little solace they could claim, when we have only just learned what it is to mourn? Tell me, how are we meant to overcome such tragedies?
We stop begging others to teach us for a start.
I think this song is also new.
For the longest time,
Oh yeah.
we've been protected by Queen Sphene and the systems put in place by our forebears.
Some of the people in this crowd are also wearing regulators still. At least one of them.
The hardships and responsibilities of life were distant things, and we felt entitled to our comforts, even as we barely noticed those who risked everything to keep us sheltered. But no more. From now on, we need to learn on our own. How to live with the promise of death. How to endure the pain of loss. We may never learn to love such things, but we may learn to survive them. The people beyond the barrier, even the Alexandrians of old, they've all had to live with these fears. There's no reason we can't do it too.
What are you all doing here?
Malachite called us in, and the Oblivion members briefed us on the current crisis. You don't stand idly by while your house burns down. We came together and thought about how we could help.
Long story short, we've decided to join the fight alongside Oblivion. I say fight, but we're well aware of how little use we'd be in actual combat.
A battle of ideas, on the other hand. Now that we might be qualified to do something about. We'll talk to our neighbors and do our best to quell their fears. Convince them to make the most of this life and enjoy all it has to offer. Perhaps that will help to ease your burden.
That is Sucro, that's true. Hello, welcome.
It certainly will. Even if a few are assuaged by your words, it will make things easier.
We're fighting back against the fear of death.
Those who have already registered will be difficult to sway, but there are still many who waver. Those are the ones we'll concentrate on.
Yeah, I'm glad they have like
Gossen,
the people of the nation in
truly
trouble coming
care
together
for
to
the
help
people
each
of
other and not
Alexandria,
just
then now
Warrior
is
of
the
Light
time
does everything.
to start thinking of ways to prevent more deaths.
When you put Sucro in the center of the screen like this, it really emphasizes how small she is. Only Kryl is shorter than her in this entire shot. She truly is a funny little creature.
Were I to become endless at the expense of my countrymen's lives, I would regret it for the rest of my existence.
I was hoping someone would do this with one of the regulators in this scene. They had to be there for a reason.
Forgive my weakness. When the people have lost their way, it falls to the government to support and guide them. Alexandria can rise above this sorrow and find its way forward once more. Is that not so, Your Majesty?
Gasp. Her incredibly
Indeed it is.
powerful disguise was seen through immediately. And she kind of expected it.
No, that wasn't... what I meant to say was...
Calm down, Sphene.
Ah, you got.
Amity, you used her name.
Dang it, everyone. You're no good at this. Sucro just sighing and shrugging.
The perfect resemblance to our beloved Queen Sphene has not escaped our notice. Yet we also understand that you are not her. Having to live in secret, unable to share who you really are, that must have been hard on you.
I don't think I expected this plot point to resolve by everyone going, yeah, we know. You can't hide behind your jorts, Sphene, sorry.
When you come back, please tell us all about yourself. I imagine yours is a rather outlandish story, but we're eager to hear it all the same.
The jorts of disguise have failed.
You're one of us, an Alexandrian, and we don't abandon our own.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised she didn't do that. Why isn't she Knife? Or Chris, or Kukri, or... Rondel? Or, trying to think of other dagger-adjacent things.
I promise to return.
Parrying Dagger. That's my name, Parrying Dagger.
And when I do, I look forward to speaking with you all.
Lavishly animated on-screen hood-lowering animation feels like it would be a bingo square if the bingo expanded sideways. And like I had to reveal that there were more squares, actually. Even though it's very specific, it's just the way it's worded. Thumbs up for Sphene. Has there ever been a scene in something like... I know that there are coats and things, and jackets that exist with detachable hoods, right? Like, I know that people are constantly, like, taking off their coat and throwing it dramatically to the side or whatever. And I know that people are dramatically lowering their hood, as we've seen. Does anyone, like, dramatically detach and throw away specifically their hood in anything? Or would that be too silly? I'm glad we were able to hear the will of the Alexandrian people. Now it falls to us to see the rest of it through. Sphene must be overjoyed to be so welcomed by her countrymen. For their sakes, we need to bring her back safely. Urianger would do that. That's true. I mean, he did have a dramatic, like, cloak discarding scene already, I think. Or robe, or whatever he was wearing. I don't quite remember. Then he did a JoJo pose. Because he's awesome. So, you know. It is a relief to be freed from my indecision. Until I'd removed my regulator, I hadn't realized quite how heavy it weighed upon me. Everyone was so warm and welcoming. Alexandrians are, as ever, a stalwart people. How glad I am to be home. Yeah. I think he should JoJo pose more often. Thank you, Gossan. That decision must have been difficult to make. If only I could claim the courage to do so came from within. The final push came from Alexandria's citizens and their bravery in taking the first step towards change. Speaking of which, can I ask you to lock that neo-regulator away where no one can get to it? That should prevent the registrations from reaching the target number. I should be glad to do so, but I fear it would be to no avail. According to our most recent surveys, the number of neo-regulators in circulation exceeds the stated 5,000. I surmise the surplus units are to account for those like myself who've had a change of heart or are otherwise hesitant to register. Ah, that does sound like something Calyx would do. Well, we'll have to face him either way, so no point in delaying the inevitable. On to living memory. Odin, stop trying to destroy Sven's shins. She'll need those. Rude guy, Odin. Meanwhile, Erenville goes to the Arcadian.
Things seem much the same.
I feel like there's a lot of new music in 7.3. Like, we haven't heard this version of the motif before, I'm pretty sure.
So listen, you have nothing more to fear than any other normal day. Deep breaths. We'll get through this.
You'd be telling them much the same if you were here. I suppose it falls to me now.
Aw. Nice, like, camera work and framing and, like, direction is happening, too. Hello, remember me, the hunter from the Thunder Yards? It's been a while, but we met when you first arrived in the dome. Who are you? We've been talking with Lathander and the others, and thanks to some very convincing arguments, we've come around to the idea that we need to start taking responsibility for the future of our nation. There are those like us who rely on regulators for their work, and others who aren't quite ready to give up what they have, but we all share a desire to make things better. Alright. Sick. Speak with Y'shtola. Why is Y'shtola the key character of this exchange? I'm here too. This is my Y'shtola voice today, I guess. It's the same as all of my other voices today. I'm not putting my all into everything today. Coming here reminds me of my parents, of the courage they gave me. It is good to rejoin you all. I needed to step away briefly that I might make arrangements for a certain precautionary measure. We've all been so busy, it seems an age since we last gathered in such a manner. I must say, we do make for a formidable group. It's like there's 8 of us. We might be able to do we might be able to overcome some sort of trial. Sorry, Boaster, you're a little bit in the way of the scene. I'd scarcely awakened here when I fell unconscious. Now that I can fully enjoy the gentle silence of this place, it brings tears to my eyes. Seems Alphino and Alize were the ones to explain to Kona our need to enter the cenote. Was it cenote or cenote? He urged us to be extremely careful, of course. Yeah, the regulators probably... Cenote, got it. Sorry. The regulators probably float. It's future tech. Everything floats. That's how it works. Last time I had to wait in the cenote, but there's nothing to stop me from joining this fight. Ah, 'tis good to see our comrades hale and girded for battle. As for us, we've been ahead to inspect the lay of the land. There were no changes of note, aside from with the Meso terminal itself. Why? What's happened to the Meso terminal? The wall has receded to provide a convenient entrance into the structure's interior. There was no such ingress when last we were here, so we must assume that Calyx has since manipulated the terminal's electrode. All to facilitate his most gracious invitation to the upper levels. An invitation I am eager to accept. For the sake of all who love Alexandria, I will not yield nor leave them in despair. Wowie, Materia 11. Okay, same dialogue. A terminal invitation. I believe everyone determined to be here is present and accounted for. Shall we make our way to the terminal? We wouldn't wish to keep our insistent host waiting. Group nod. Oh yeah, now is a better time to show off the wings that I got. Because we've previously seen what they look like on the ground, but when you take off, they expand. They're pretty cool. I like them. And of course, the other pair of wings that I have. They don't match Sucro's aesthetic very much. To me, these look like a Warframe accessory. It's mostly like the sort of like organic nature of it. The halo thing feels very Warframe to me. I really like these ones though. They match Sucro's color scheme, which was not really on purpose. But they also match her being a summoner. The halo makes you think of Atlas? Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of floating halos in Atlas as well. It specifically reminds me of like the rank insignias in Warframe. Wrong wings. So like in addition to the organic nature of like the tail and stuff that you get here, it like the rank insignias in Warframe. This is like Sucro's a rank 16 Tenno or whatever. She'd get this on a plaque and then dump it in a big pile in her room full of plaques. That's what I did anyway. And as we know, Sucro loves a big pile of rectangular objects. Except in her case, they're also readable. Yep, that sure is like just an entrance to the terminal stapled onto it. Thanks, I guess, Calyx. Alright. So this is where the former queen's memories were stored. And she herself tried to erase them. Even as an endless, her resolve was so strong that she would kill her heart to become the cold machine she believed she needed to be. No, Resolve was the other one, I think. I think she was Reason, Alize? Yeah, Hydaelyn and the Lotus have a similar role, I would say, probably. That sounds correct. Living memory is steeped in the dense lightning ether of the ninth. This pervasive was going to say persuasive. Pervasive energy must be what the terminal utilizes as a power source. I remember little of my awakening. The paralysis yet lingered, and my eyes could barely focus. When we shut down all the minor terminals, we watched as the Endless faded away. I do not believe that was a performance staged to deceive us. As for the Meso terminal, however, it had already grown dark by the time we had returned from the virtual domain. I'm loath to admit it. 'Tis possible the true appearance was hidden from us in our absence, which is why we must bring this tale to its denouement by our own hand. It hadn't occurred to me that one might physically enter the terminal, though I suppose it makes sense when you think about it. The structure for creating Endless would have required maintenance administered by corporeal hands. An endless existence for the evolution of mankind. I understand what he strives for, but not what drives him to do so with such ruthlessness. I think I will be sticking with Paladin for this. As previously mentioned, for like ease of doing it. It's reasonable to go into things first time with tank and trusts, probably. We can take our time, observe the environment, and not get murdered. Even though Summoner is my best geared job. Well, here we are again, facing another battle to decide Alexandria's fate. Yeah, the extra dialogue from NPCs is a major reason that I do trust dungeons and stuff. For 4 centuries I slept here. Upon awakening, I found the world as I knew it had changed. I was so frightened at first, I couldn't recognize a single thing, and thought everything I loved had gone to dust. Yet, beneath the unfamiliar surface, much remained the same. Determined look of Sucro. For that I give thanks to Otis and Zelenia and their royal knights, who lay their lives on the line to defend our way of life. I thank every Alexandrian who believed in our future and passed on our legacy. I thank my other self, who so loved this kingdom of ours. And I thank you all for kindling this hope in my heart, this courage to take up arms and fight once more. So let us make our stand together and fight for what we hold dear. The kind and gentle Queen Spheno is too weak to serve her people, and so she will serve them no more, said Endless Sphene in a flashback. Freed from conscience, I shall become a ruler that can protect Alexandria, a devourer of worlds. Together we stand, together we fight, or we will rise to the challenge that the Endless Sphene could not. Let's not dunk on Endless Sphene right now. Let's just say we stand together. You have my gratitude, and surely Otis and Zelenia will join us in spirit. The dunking is in a few days, that's true. Let's head inside and finish this. In the upper reaches of this terminal awaits the device which holds Calyx's memories. It falls to us to make the climb and destroy it once and for all. Aye, we must bring matters to a definitive end. We will not suffer him to cause Alexandria further harm nor claim the key. The Queen entrusted it to Sucro for good reason, and besides, 'twould be a tragedy indeed to relinquish a relic with so much research potential. Apparently, Calyx thinks he's taken your measure. I urge you to correct that misguided assumption. I wholeheartedly concur, yet would still counsel caution. That he would be so bold as to extend us an invitation bespeaks tremendous confidence in his preparations. Come, friends, we set forth into the midst of dreaming endless. This is the Alexandria dungeon theme that's happening right now, if I remember correctly, which is a cool thing to bring back for like a triumphant moment. Anyway, time to talk to everyone again. I really do think you take on too much from too many people, and yet it's never the wrong choice. The Queen gave you the key for a reason, so I'll be damned if I let Calyx steal it. Calyx's scheme to forfeit flesh to gain immortality calls to mind the Aya. Not that informing him of their fate would do much to dissuade him. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire. Such was my reply to the Aya's warnings. So I know a little of something of refusing to listen, save when confronted with incontrovertible proof of my error. The Alexandria of today has seen countless lives come and go. My other self took their grief and fear and rage upon herself in service to our kingdom. Around me are gathered those willing to give their all to fulfill the promise they made to her. How can I do any less? Alexandrians must be free to believe that more than sadness awaits them, that tomorrow can be better than today. As the vow of resolve, or even just as a comrade, I see myself making a lot of promises. I mean to honor every last one of them, starting with the oath I swore to the Endless Fiend. Even if it's just a memory, I want to think of her smiling at that promise kept. It is beyond knowing how Calyx has advanced his plans for endless conversion in the past 400 years. I do know, however, that pursuing an objective for lengthy spans requires an unyielding will, especially when that objective entails changing the world as we know it. Calyx is a foe possessed of both considerable focus and resolve, and maybe reason also. We would do well to recognize him as such. My parents were indeed executed by preservation. For me, this will not only be a fight for the greater good, this will be justice. If I'm to add an addendum to Grandfather's account of the Golden City, then let it be a rousing good one, eh? We have no idea what Calyx may have planned for us. Alize and I have prepared for every eventuality, yet still. Nay, you must be free to lead our charge unhindered by doubt. As you press onwards, we shall guard the flanks. Alright, now who the heck do we take into this freaking dungeon? We have quite a group to select from. We obviously need to have Sven. Sven, obviously, of course.
I too can fight. I too can fight. I too can. I too can. I too can. I too can. I
She's a toucan.
I too can. I too can. I too can. I too can. I too can fight.
This is a joke that I can make.
Let's get to it. 'Twould be a pleasure as always. I stand ever ready.
We have many
I
options.
Too can fight.
I too can.
I won't let you down. Let's give it our all. Victory will be ours.
Now, I feel like
I too can fight.
Toucan here obviously has to join.
I won't let you down.
I token.
True. I feel like Kryl should join. She just said this will be justice for me. And then we have two options for healer. Now, Graha let me die last time I did a dungeon. The only way to have Wuklamat, Sven, and Kryl is to be a healer. Yeah. There are over 40 species of toucan? Wow. I had no idea. Now, Alphino is like notoriously not a good trust healer from what I understand, and Graha let me die. So I'm a little unsure. Alfie's fine.
'Twould be a pleasure as always.
I guess he's probably fine. I think I just heard someone complain at some point. Graha, you're on notice. You gotta get better at healing. This'll work, I think. Yeah, I mean, I have plenty of tools to survive. Unlost World, the Meso Terminal. Damn. Cool looking place, cool theme. Hell yeah, we got that leitmotif going on. Alright.
Ah, you've come. I'll begin by wearing you down.
I should have expected this asshole to narrate at me. Alphanose says, Calyx awaits us at the very top then. Alright, here we go. Intruders detected. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the trusts can handle it. This is something I am aware of. I know well enough how to tank a dungeon, I think. Generally. Just gotta cycle your mitigation. And you'll be fine. Honestly, I am probably much better at tanking than I give myself credit for. I've just never tried to do it with, like, any severe tanking responsibilities, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. Data station. What is preservation's purpose? The answer to that question is simple. To ensure the survival of mankind. In a world beset by lightning aspected imbalance, this means securing a place where people may live in safety, as well as establishing a treatment for the leaven sickness which plagues us. Many approaches were considered, but in the end it was a child, a youth of undeniable genius, who discovered the most brilliant and complete solution to all the challenges we now face. I guess these are like for tourism in the Meso Terminal.
Endless for you. Not all are warriors, but they will follow orders. Kill and survive and so forth. Here. I shall prepare the stage for battle.
Ah. I don't want to die. Don't let me die, says a random person on the bed. Yeah. Funny things happen if you eat the AoEs from these enemies? Sure, why not? Oh, yeah, they're percentage based. That is how gravity works sometimes. But it's fine. That was funny. You're not wrong. That's a really fun thing to add to, like, trash packs in a dungeon in particular, I think. Give them some spice. Hello, simulation of someone being, like, dying of disease or whatever. Pretty rude thing for Calyx to show us, but, you know. He's a rude guy.
The memories of a physician. One who saves lives should be reluctant to die.
Okay. Boss 1. This is clearly a preview of the 9.0 new hero job. Obviously. Okay, a lot of things are occurring. Ah, the knockback, that makes sense. And now everyone is just hanging out. I'm glad to see that Sphene is remembering to do her auto attacks with her book smack, something that I occasionally do not remember to do. I'm going to arbitrarily focus target her as a reference point. Oh. Ah, now we can't see the next knockback that's happening. We just have to remember it's there? Is that how this works? No? Maybe? No one's moving. Okay. Okay. Remember which one is real. This is a bit of a waste of an invul, but you know, whatever. Oh, tank buster that adds poison. That's fun. Seems like a surprisingly rare concept, honestly. Now we have to remember... Oh. Wait. Okay. I see. I'm glad I decided to do tank with this, because... if you die in the Trust dungeon, you do have to restart the whole fight, because Trusts can't res you. I feel like I probably would have just exploded there.
Oh, you've overburdened the system. No matter. It served its purpose.
I'm curious about something. You say the system has been overburdened. Okay, that didn't retroactively change how this looks. Still, it's more comfortable to do it as a tank either way. Even if I would have survived, I would have maybe panicked a little. Oh yeah, I still have scene focused. Oh boy, time for more education. According to Master Calyx, it is not the body which provides life to a living being, but the soul. Furthermore, it is the memories etched upon that ephemeral giver of existence which encapsulate one's true self. Based upon these principles, he has proposed a methodology for preserving souls using electrope technology. As souls are composed entirely of ether, he asserts that storage via contemporary means should be eminently possible. Experiments conducted on criminal subjects and volunteers have in fact already proven successful in capturing the ether released at the moment of death. Mankind as we know it has taken a great leap forward. Clause time. but also treasure. Give me that, give me that, give me that. Hey. Huh? Oh. Oh, okay, it was just lag. I thought I was disconnecting. Calyx's ultimate prank. Oh, I might be disconnecting anyway. Calyx? No dropped frames or anything. So, you know. So it wasn't my internet. I don't think, is what I mean. Or I hope not. Anything weird happen with the stream during that moment? It's happening again. Interesting. Maybe the servers are being DDoSed. I don't know, that happens periodically.
Next, we visit the prison of sinister repute. I need not compel them to fight.
Good job with the foreshadowing, Calyx. I did see that the terminal was like... The first thing we tested it on was criminals. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna make me fight some crime people, like, immediately, huh? Foreshadowing is a literary device that Calyx is aware of. Look at this guy. I should care about my mitigation instead of just looking at that guy. You'll make a fine example, get him, says that guy. Don't tell anyone I did a triple weave without thinking about it. That's not how the game works. Don't post online that I accidentally did a triple weave on live camera. Or I too will go to jail. I wonder how percentage-based attacks interact with barriers, actually. Since I have access to some of those. Okay, who's prison boss?
These are loyal executioners. They shall deal appropriately with criminals.
This is an execution chamber then, says Alphino. Very observant. And true. Alright, the color-coded execution squad. Oh.
How long can you defy?
Interesting. Debuff. Okay, so I only affect...
Criminals may run, but they cannot escape.
Okay, so this is a... Oh, these are like the horsemen? I didn't even notice that part. I guess they would be. This is fun as a concept. Sure. I thought that said flailing flail, which is close. I see. Wrong button. Get interrupted. Why don't you? Okay, everyone's got like slightly different mechanics going on. If you don't interrupt that, you die. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Serial torture. You might... Oh, I can still barrier other people, I think. Presumably... Okay, I don't fully understand how... Okay, there's like just a little space. Ow. Ouch. Owie. Can you invul it instead of interrupting it? I wonder? Because this is like the tank part of the fight. I'm curious. Ah, man. My rotation is off. That's fine. You know what? Fuck it. Let's try invulning it and see what happens. It did work. Oh, wait. My debuff is gone, so I can't inflict other bosses now. I can just wander in. Yippee. Now, I don't know which one is ideal to target first in this circumstance. I should be, like, trying to not get hit, though. That's fine. They won't target me, I guess. What is happening with my rotation? How did I do this? Nice.
Good.
I guess those are like Palatali ceiling maces, kinda. That was a cool fight. I hope that this is an example of the sort of thing that they're gonna try more often when fights are not bound to the 2-minute meta as much, even though this is just a random dungeon battle. I hope this is an example of like the creative spaces they're exploring now and planning to explore in the future. Because they did say that they were going to do that. Give me that. Terminal data guarder? These guys don't want me to learn and read? Man, how rude can you get?
You cannot stop us!
I'm gonna read and you can't stop me. Yeah, it is cool in that way too, I guess. That's true. We have succeeded in transferring the souls stored within a specialized electrode device into a mechanical soldier, resulting in full control and function. No longer need we fear the erosion which lightning energies inflict upon flesh and blood bodies. Yet despite this crucial breakthrough, Master Calyx remains unsatisfied. He would divorce memory from soul, siphoning the soul's ether reserves whilst granting eternal life to the individual's memories. Unfettered to a soul, memories can not only be stored, but also backed up as data. The Endless will be beings of pure information. His foreshortened lifespan was, perhaps, the very perspective needed to conceive of such a unique evolutionary path. By the way, I really like the music in this dungeon. It's got like the triumphant finale vibe that it should. And the boss fights so far have both been cool.
Memories from an age rife with death. The desperation will serve well.
Yep, that's Alexandria.
The enemy is at the gate. To arms, good soldiers, protect your kingdom.
Sphene said she cannot stop here. I haven't noticed a lot of the NPC dialogue so far, actually. It does feel like that. You're right. This like tavern even is very reminiscent of an area in Alexandria 9, actually. Looking at it. Oh, I was very confused about the teeth for a second before I remembered how Pictomancer works. Steel Forged Belief. Oh shit. They've got my paladin moves. You're not allowed to do that. I haven't been paying attention to like Sphene's cast bars. I think I should. But what is she up to? Maybe I should have left her. Alexandrian Thunder, I think. Alexandrian Thunder 2. Alexandrian Ruin. You know what? That makes sense. She's doing some sort of mix of Arcanist and Black Mage then. The illusion of bread. This bread was generated by a computer and it's not real and I can't eat it. How dare they? That's true. The soldiers were saying things such as, with faith and steel, and for my family, for my people.
Very well.
Oh, interesting. A cutscene in the middle of a dungeon.
I'll send them all as one.
I guess, well, no, that's how boss fights work. I forgot. Shut up, Robin. Remember things.
Rise to defend your nation, your people, and your loved ones.
The seal on my memories. Oh. Okay. We've got this skeleton again. This boss theme is really good. We got the goop. The memory goop. The memory goop using the big... It's taboo? You can't just say it's taboo and be right. This is just taboo. Estinian is gonna like... We're all gonna get turned into trophies. Estinian is gonna jump kick this guy in the head and be like... Kept you waiting, huh? Which is not what Sonic says. This guy is not as cool as Taboo. Wow, harsh. Plasm Wraith? That does sound familiar. Okay, so we got various memories portals. We got a robot. We got fire. Lightning, fire. Is this gonna be a little bit like Eden and Eden's Promise and like point at certain things and be like, I'm doing this now? Maybe? I don't know, we'll find out. Sick of seeing this man? Why? He's gonna do a big smashy attack like bow. It's gonna be really obvious which side of the arena it's gonna land on. Don't you love it? What's wrong? Come on.
An amalgam of memories. Let us see how it fares.
Kyle says the endless. I can feel their terror. And Scene says stop this. Haven't they suffered enough?
It is the midst
I was
of
away
the
from
storm surge.
This guy's showing us a PowerPoint slideshow. Oh, okay. I see.
Countless lives are lost in the senseless conflict.
They're making lines on the floor.
The war swells in scope
I know this
and
one.
intensity.
Okay, so the number of people indicates how big of an explosion. That's a little bit more.
Bombs rain down.
They did the smash attack! Yeah! Hey, you're also doing the knockback that you don't stand in the blue. Don't do it. This is me. I forgot I wasn't fighting ads. Oh, hey, it worked out. This is me,
The spark of life is dimmed with every blinding
reminding
flash.
myself not to stand in the blue for the record. More, I thought that said more war casualties are made manifest. It said memories of. Okay, the direction they're like
Death
running in,
is everywhere,
I think is an
urging the
early
promise of
indicator.
the future.
I think the Evercold bingo is gonna have to have, instead of boss or enemy uses Odin skeleton, it's going to be boss or enemy uses big smashy guy skeleton. And it means this one. Do you think this guy will show up in Evercold? I think there's like a 90% chance.
Brace yourself!
Admittedly, I think I would have a more difficult time if I didn't focus target Sphene and just follow her around. She knows what's up. Uh-oh. This might be a problem. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I got hit. But that's okay. First dungeon mini-boss, but with a worm hat. I like it. Youch.
Try this!
Are you all right?
That Sphene limit break, huh? I thought she made like a Mario long jump noise instead of saying behold for a second. I thought she was like, wahoo! Like, alright. That's fine. I'm endeared by this. Oh no, my mnemonics, they're already full, I forgot. That was alright. I like that dungeon. I like Sphne's long jump that she made the sound of. Cool dungeon. He's using the endless like pawns. My countrymen, your memories will carry me onward. Damn you, Calyx. Memories of fear is something. Gotta get everyone's impression. Hold on, let me back away. Let me get the loot. Mystic memory, code of healing. That's a cool coat. I like the scarf. Oh, it's not dyeable. Or the scarf cloak thing going on. All right. He's using endless like pawns. What do you think, Graha? We'll see this to the end. What do you think, Alphino? 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 Okay, let's try this again, Alphino. An unconscionable act. Memories of fear and terror. My countrymen, your memories will carry me onward. As hard as this is, we must press on. And then Alizé just said, damn you, Calyx. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got it. We got everyone's opinions. Everyone's opinions are known.
Sphene?
The Endless he sent against us. They were from the time of the storm surge, before I was placed into stasis.
As far as we know, the only sector to escape the shutdown was the one containing Calyx's memories. Assuming a chronological system, every other memory stored in that sector would belong to people who lived around the same period in history as he did.
Calyx, how long have you pursued this madness?
Calyx immediately pops and goes, very long time, actually. Considering that he's like listening to us all the time.
We seem to have exhausted his defenses for the moment. I say we take advantage of this lull to press on.
Nod. Nod. Something I like about the Sucro outfits that I make is I feel like a lot of the time I inadvertently end up with one that like sticks out from the Scions and other main characters. Like there's no one else with like a predominantly green color scheme. So she looks kind of unique.
Calyx.
It's good, I think. Anyway,
Well
if I
done.
may pat myself on the back.
I commend your perseverance.
If I may pat myself on the wing. Nah, fuck, not Green Emmerich. My mortal nemesis.
The entirety of my memories are stored within this device.
I wouldn't put it past me to have a completely different outfit at least 7 times throughout the next expansion, but I think this one, I'm really enamored with it at the moment. Even though I could spend $12 on Sucro get jorts. May I also say that the act of fictional character using computer on loop is always kind of funny. Like just looking at screens, tapping them arbitrarily, moving them around. Like, what are you up to? It's just inherently humorous, I think.
In the early stages of Endless Creation, we established several core tenets.
He's doing science,
One
that's
is a
true.
prohibition on memory duplication. Despite the inherent risks, I agree and abide by this. Memories are the essence of the self and should not be diluted.
Okay.
We each have our goals. You seek to destroy your target. I seek to reclaim the key.
These are both true.
Shall we forego the posturing and begin?
Various determined glances.
Do not doubt that we are here to fight, and I do not mean to lose.
What's the purpose of this loop-de-loop in the background? Is that the part of the Ring Racers track that just kills you randomly? Or does it have some other... I was close. I can only associate the loop-de-loop with imminent danger these days.
Yet, as one born of the same era, I must ask. Why do you pursue your evolution with such fervor? What do you hope to achieve with this eternal existence?
Your question is meaningless. I have ascertained a superior path to mankind's preservation, and that which must be done is that which I can do. What other reason do I require?
If I had a good reason, would you like it better? Or whatever Xenos said that one time.
Traditional survival strategies are at odds with an increasingly complex society, leading to a breakdown of order. This course promises no liberation from pointless conflicts or inane tragedies. Physical traits do not represent the limit of our potential. Why then should we relinquish that potential when our hearts cease to beat?
Yeah, would you be happier had I a good reason? Yeah.
I realized it was past time that we corrected our heading. Nothing more.
Even then, you were always so single-minded. I too have a vision for the future, and your plan is not a part of it. I won't let you harm another Alexandrian.
Hell yeah.
Then fight we must. Thankfully, the entity I now summon will make short work of you and your comrades.
A summoning.
The summoning diagram. He's using advanced computer arcanima.
What now? What was that? A chill? No, something else. I feel so cold. So weak.
The goop. The despair. The Dawn of Sorrow touchscreen.
Across Alexandria, a certain emotion is taking hold. The fear of death.
I was gonna say that.
Terror for the eternal darkness that will, without fail,
The screen effect is quite cool here.
Every living thing. Allow me to introduce it to you.
This is a fantastic way to tie in with his bosses.
I got one!
This guy's having a great time though. Look at him. Ignore the part that says Manic Citizen. Ignore the part where he's like grinding his jaw into dust.
4,999! That's how many people he said they were up to! I made it just in time. Now to register.
And this guy's gonna get bashed in the back of the head. Maybe not.
Death can't touch me now. I'm free of all that crushing fear. Forever.
He's having a normal one.
Congratulations to all who have acquired a Neo-Regulator. We have reached our total of 5,000 registered users.
The day of deliverance you were promised will soon be upon us.
Oh, give it back!
Yeah, I figured that was the implication. This guy beat up this other guy and stole it.
You think that's what I want?
Purple.
Remember now. Remember your fear of dying. That terror will carry you across the threshold. Make of you an endless. Your prayers will birth a miracle which commands death itself.
Ah, this is the part where they segue into the summoning. Okay.
What in the...
Well, that's not good.
What's going on?
Now, in the original Final Fantasy IX, a lot of people were always like, final boss comes out of freaking nowhere. What's the deal? Speaking of the final boss, here comes the music.
Securing the requisite ether is simple. I need only reroute lightning energy from living memory.
But the thing is...
Then I encourage the
well, wait a second.
to define its form through hope and thought and prayer. Such an abstract method, however, is rife with unpredictable elements. What I wanted was an entity that could defeat you with utmost certainty. To that end, I set strict parameters for a concept of my own design.
I like that Sucre's allowed to have her weapons in this cutscene.
It was a laborious task, one that required almost more time than I had. But I managed it in the end. And now, everything is in readiness. I bid you, come forth.
Yo, it even looks like the FF9 final boss a bit. Yes, of course it does.
What is that?
Fuck yeah. Like, I knew this was happening. Even before it was directly spoiled to me, I was like, they have to put Necron in there somewhere.
A primal summoning.
It's on my bingo card.
Defined by a concept, no less. How did he learn such techniques?
I think we can assume how he learned such techniques, though. I also know that in advance. Yeah, this is... Oh, wait, the rings are also regulators now? I didn't notice that part.
That is a false deity, brought into being through the prayers of the desperate and the hopeful. The talismans will protect your minds from being...
I forgot about the talismans. They remembered the talismans, though. Fuck yes. Oh yeah, they are the regulators. Yeah, this is very much like the Necron design with a few extra pieces.
Stand against me.
Like, this is not that different from the original Necron, I think. Yeah, a bit more femme. I haven't gotten a good look at the model yet. You got a lot to answer for. But yeah, I meant to continue that line of thought. A lot of people say Necron comes out of nowhere in 9, but no.
The defeated ask no questions.
Necron is the fear of death. And Kuja has an extreme breakdown about the fear of death while being powered up. It makes sense. It feels a little sudden to like be like, by the way, the fear of death can manifest as the god of death that you have to fight or whatever. But it is explained and it is thematically relevant. Final Fantasy IX is like all about death. The whole game has strong themes of death and what comes after and what it means. So it's a conclusion to the concepts that they're working with in that game. It's not as out of nowhere as a lot of people think it is. But I do agree, in this game, they work it in pretty perfectly. And it's awesome. Okay, yeah, a little bit more femme, I guess. And yeah, speaking of that bingo card, it is precedented in the themes of 9, if not explicitly in the plot. Yes, that's a good way of summarizing it. During this quest and when using the duty support system, you have the opportunity to undertake this trial with a party of NPC companions. Yep. We're gonna do that. But, you know, well, first of all, let's have a little intermission. Let's play some humorously incorrect music for a second. Everyone chill out. We don't need to fear death. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Are we ready to fight the concept of death? That sounds pretty cool. Can we enjoy the peaceful interlude, perhaps? Let's see. Let's turn the funny music back on. It's very dramatic, actually. And of course, that bingo that we brought up earlier. We're gonna be filling out much of this bingo today. I gotta add something to this. Yeah, I forgot one of the shards is relevant. That's a bit of an understatement, I would say. Let me... What layer did I put these on again? There we go. Now... Okay. And then also... That was the wrong button. And there. That's so many. How did I guess I didn't pick anything that was completely out of nowhere, right? Like, this bingo is not filled with anything too utterly shocking, I suppose. I guess that's true. There's a lot of bingos going on. Yeah, me too. Also, I am also glad that this is available in duty support. Like, first of all, it's just really fun to do stuff with all the, like, story characters. And secondly, it does help a lot with my anxiety and such. Get out of here, Dawntrail bingo. I should just leave paint.net open, honestly. Because I know what's coming. A little bit. Let's talk to everybody. How's everyone doing? Check in at the God of Death's altar. How you doing? The summoning ritual alone made my blood run cold, like I was halfway to becoming a corpse. So 'tis a primal which embodies the concept of death in all its terror. He has made manifest a most troublesome foe. Yeah, I'm also hoping for more duty support for Trials. Personally, they even have in-story reasons for, like, being able to just summon some random people if your party can't be there, so, like, why not, right? It all finally makes sense. Those mechanical rampages were not orchestrated solely for the purpose of harvesting ether. They were intended to heighten the collective fear of death, that the primal manifested by the people's terror would be that much more powerful. What is he saying? That the fears of everyone in Alexandria gave birth to this horror? Yeah, that's pretty much it. As I feared, I was right to bring spare warding scales. Against the threat of a primal, we must take advantage of every warrior we can field. I don't care if that thing is a waking nightmare. Let's send it back into the darkness, Sucro. An abundance of lightning would indeed obviate the need for crystals. I should like to know whence Calyx came by this summoning knowledge. Oh yeah, what's the weather like? Dying breath. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, hey, Necron, how you doing? Yeah, this is very much like the arena that you fight Necron in Final Fantasy IX, which I said already, which is very cool. Or, like, very similar aesthetically. Alright. Everyone is here. Let's do it. Yep, that's Necron. Oh, the head is like the statue of Sphene in Living Memory too, kinda.
Those who obstruct evolution
in addition to the regulator thing,
shall suffer the rotting fate of all flesh.
It's very clever what they've done here. Eh? Willful. Oh, I forgot about that feature of duty support. One or more members have yet to... Do I get a second chance point for every NPC-er? They should do that. I know I don't. This is a bit that I'm doing. Well, anyway. Hey, Necron. Let's focus target an NPC so I know where to go.
You are bound by the limits of flesh. It will betray you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm a PNG tuber. I already figured this out. Hero of Death.
Drag them to their graves.
Goopy.
There.
Oh, there was a thing in the middle. I was looking away. Where are they going over here? Watch the arms, they betray the intent. Oh, there's something. This makes sense. They all get hit by the first one? That is always cool.
Death is upon you.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Perhaps this.
Big Buster. That's fun.
Kill them.
Okay. What does that mean? Okay.
Bothersome.
There's a little bit of instinct here. Yeah. Is this...
Kill them.
Are you doing the same thing again with this one? Oh no, it was close this time.
Fear compounds fear,
Grand
eroding
Cross!
your strength.
There it is. You gotta have Grand Cross. Oh no. Oh, that is a Grand Cross, huh? Okay. They do be rotating. Yeah, this is a mechanic that shows up in the Occult Crescent, which is very funny. Over to the edge and hunker down. Oh.
I will reduce you to ether.
Damn, this fight's cool.
You will die for me now.
Oh. The cold hand of death reaches out for you, hero. as Diablo 3 once said, and in a way that is permanently stuck in my brain forever.
Accepting death is the greatest sin a life can commit.
Nah, I don't know about that, man. Darkness of Eternity, that's the name of the song! Clapping my hands, except my controller's in them. Smiling and clapping at references that I get. Yay! It's the name of the Necron theme, I think. Solo ad phase. The light. Whee! You've escaped the abyss! I guess I did do that. I'm feeling pretty okay today.
Still alive. But there are ways to change that.
Sucro Ascend. Oh. The arms betray the intent, right? Yeah, okay. You're gooping it up on that side.
Those who do not resist death deserve it.
Damn. Rude. Okay, I still don't know exactly what this means. Oh no.
I am prepared for you.
Crop rotation?
Kill them.
That's something you're allowed to say, I guess. Oh, Seasons of Blight. You know what? Invul. Just in case. Okay, so I don't know what signifies in and out here. I assume in Extreme it's not just back and forth repeatedly.
Fight if you must.
I'm sure I'll learn about that later. It's the symbol he charges up. Oh. Oh. Come on, guys. Work with me here.
There.
Okay, you're mixing it up now. A little bit.
You struggle in vain. Once the terror takes root, it will only continue to grow.
You now. Behold the techniques of the royal family.
Kill them.
Coil's still up.
Fear, eroding your strength.
No, my rotation is drifted. Look. Stola just said, like, whatever, we've dealt with worse when this came up again. That's pretty good. She's not wrong, I guess. Oh, you're probably right. I bet this has to be extremely mitigated in Extreme.
I will reduce you to ether.
Try this.
Those who do not resist death deserve it.
You've already said that line. You didn't think of enough lines. You thought we would die too soon. Come on. Okay. Okay, I'm understanding now. I'm starting to understand at least. I'm noticing the different shapes this time.
I am prepared for you.
Crop rotation's still the funniest name for a thing you do here.
Kill them.
Right, gang, we gonna move? Or what? Okay, we're not doing anything yet. Yeah, my guess for Extreme in that case is that... Damn, cool fight. My guess for Extreme is that that's not gonna be a back and forth pattern, guaranteed. Surely not. I wish the hands all turned into thumbs up and then sank out of view. Like Terminator. For no reason. Calyx has nothing left to throw at us, said Alize. That was rules. Yes, that ruled is what I'm trying to say. Now's our chance. We've beaten you, Calyx. Is that truly the end of it? We did it. Something doesn't feel right. What is your stance, Graha? I guess because you don't have like a set weapon. You got this... a primal of all things. Yeah. This Graha stance looks like he's about to do unarmed claw-based combat. He's doing a Hrothgar impression, just thinking about burgers. All of these sound possible. Now that I've done 7.3, Sucro can start to work towards getting a taco emote. By the way, that was locked behind this.
Is it over?
I don't know the story reasoning for this, but the taco deliveries are locked behind completing this patch. I'm also glad to just see people doing attacks in cutscenes.
It's shielded.
You know, we should have seen that coming, honestly.
I invited you to destroy it. I did not say I would let you.
You have to... Maybe that's true. Maybe you do have to overcome death to appreciate a taco. I'll believe it. I'll admit it, I don't appreciate tacos enough as is. I have to overcome death more first.
Strength cannot be gauged by ordinary means. But I anticipated as much.
Behold, Necron 2! I was joking! I was joking, man! You can't do that to me!
What did you do to it?
The ignorance is almost laughable. You do not understand that you yourselves are to blame. You brought death to my creation.
I guess death would power up death.
What happens when a being manifested by the fear of dying experiences that terror firsthand? It grows stronger.
You know what? Good fucking point. Hadn't considered it. Honestly.
I feel it again. That same weakness.
Quick, summon something that loves living. Counterattack.
It will rise again.
No, this is a bad idea.
Until the lightning which infuses this entire world has been drained to its last spark. You fight a losing battle.
And Until you fight it 99 times and then you can cash in the pity tokens for the mount. Then it's okay, I guess.
God damn you.
Sucro seems a little unfazed by this.
Harnessed in this manner, does it not demonstrate just how powerful mankind's aversion to death truly is? You will not prevail against this foe. I, meanwhile, will continue my crusade against mortality.
When do we get a mount that's just flotating? I combined floating and rotating. When do we get a mount that's just floating on graphics like this guy?
So long as our memories endure, we may live on. That is the promise I offer.
Sucro has done so much. She's killed a guy a lot. She's read a big book. All of this is true.
So long as our memories endure. This is wrong, Alex. You twist the meaning of those words. They are not meant to teach the living that physical death is nothing to fear. They are meant to offer comfort to those we leave behind. I know that litany all too well. I heard it time and time again over the course of the war.
Calix, did you misinterpret the will of Big Boss? Or the boss? People are always doing this. It sounds like you might have done something adjacent to this.
Help me, Shale. I must speak to Alexandria. Make my voice heard.
Technically, both of those statements are true, because Big Boss's will has also been misinterpreted.
Not here.
What's happening? What's wrong with them? What will become of us?
Has anyone tried grabbing the regulators?
Alexandrians, please, heed my words.
What now? Another broadcast? I know that voice.
Oh, did they?
Death can be frightening.
I figured it was a plural them in this case, but maybe.
The desire to forget, to seek eternal life and be freed from fear.
The one guy just lying face down on the ground in the background mitigates the seriousness of the scene slightly. Like, I understand that people are dead and dying and stuff, but it's also just a little bit funny for some reason. Yeah, Viera are very, very genderful creatures. Yeah. Lying face down on the steps up to the shopping mall. Anyway.
Yet we live in this world in the here and now, the bearers of memories varied and rich. Our worries can weigh heavy, and there may be nights when the darkness feels like more than we can bear. But if we can endure those dark hours, the world will always brighten come the dawn.
It's like some sort of trail to the dawn even that we follow, maybe.
Be there to warn us and carry us forward. So do not forget their passing. Let them be our courage. Fear not a life well lived.
It is very good, yeah. Zuko's mildly worried.
What is this reaction? An irregular factor in the equation. Eliminate her.
Fuck yeah! Blocked. This must be the scene where whatever you do depends on your role action, or your role that you are. I've heard that there was a scene in 7.3 where like the role you are changes what you do in a cutscene, I think. Oh, is this the part where... What are you doing, Calyx? Oh, it's not this scene, you block it no matter what? Oh, it is this cutscene, but that's not the thing. Okay. It does seem like he's logging off.
And take care of that memory bank.
Alright, it's gonna be like how I destroy the memory bank or whatever. Maybe. Nope, Wuklamat's doing that. Come on, Sucro, do something awesome! Oh no, the blood. Also, this music also awesome. The blood is getting all over the axe. Jesus. Cast heal spell.
I gave her my word. I promised I would protect her people.
And we will protect them together.
Oh fuck yeah, dual tech! Yeah! I forgot this music was in the Queen Eternal fight also. Fuck yes! I can't emote right now because of Windows, because of computer, but this rules. Calyx, your upload speed is too shit. Therefore you perish. Alize popping the limit break like she always does. Effectively, even though that's not what that was.
The others.
We're not done yet, everyone. Cast heal spell. Yeah, this patch rules. Oh fuck. What's happening now? Sucro attack! Calyx actually showing emotion for once. Yeah!
To the stars.
True.
A chiseled jawline. I have to mow the lawn soon. Unleash Ultima.
No, we're not unleashing Ultima right
Destroy!
I'm glad you were saving Destroyed for this. Very good. Cast heal spell. Okay, Alpha knows on it. Yeah, that's the bit that's different. That makes sense. I hope this is a good indicator of what them using more budget is gonna look like in Evercold too.
Careful. You're badly hurt. You'd be lucky if you only broke a bone or two.
You know what? This scene right here also kind of parallels the bit at the end of Endwalker when you wake up, except it's Wuklamot, because Dawntrail was about Wuklamot's journey. Because didn't they have a bit kind of like this at the end after the Xenos fight and stuff? Am I remembering that correctly?
It won't be long until your fever rises. We need to see you back to Tulayolo and into the care of a chirurgeon.
It feels like a parallel. Okay. Yeah, it is really cool that there's a bunch of variants of that scene too. I wonder if what they're gonna retroactively do for new jobs that they add in, if there's gonna be differences.
I kept my promise.
Wait, every ranged DPS has a big blast except Dancer who just like punches it? That's awesome. Wuklamot take a nap now.
Thank you, Lamati.
Wuklamot take a nap now. She's sleepy. Oh, they put the bandages on her hands too. That's a nice attention to detail. I love attention to detail. Fair skies. Her axe handle's still very bloody. Oh yeah, so it is. It's finally over. It is quite funny that there's two entrances here. After dealing with that last blow, I hadn't a drop of ether left to spend. Thank you for seeing it through to the end. It's fine, Aliza. You build up your meters really quick, actually. That's like your whole deal as a Ren Mage. I believe Calyx was working to transfer his memories at the end there, but he vanished at the exact moment the device exploded. We must have stopped him just in time. No, not quite. Sorry, I already know that part. Tis good to be out of that terminal, but what of you? No injuries or lingering ill effects? Suddenly, Sucro drops dead from an uncleansed doom she didn't notice that she had, and the story ends. Let us bask in the victory a moment, shall we? We can take stock once we've had a chance to recuperate. She has yet to regain consciousness, but worry not, Lamachi will be fine. I've been in touch with Valcona, and he has made arrangements to convey her home, by which he means to come and fetch Lamachi himself, apparently. Given the extent of her injuries and exertions, she'll likely spend many days